My name is Christian Basil. Years ago, I had an idea. I got myself a TARDIS. Took it to new places, met a lot of new people, took some great pictures, and talked Doctor Who. From Krypton Radio and the creators of the Hanging With web show, this is the legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Join me on my latest adventures and become part of the legend. Hello, fellow Whovians. Welcome to another edition of The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And this is your first time joining us here at The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. I am the showrunner and the host, and we want to welcome you to our latest episode. Now, for those of you who've been have been part of The Legend recently, you know that we did a crossover with Doctor Who and movies. Now, what's the crossover? What we are doing today is a fun little one where we take a TV show that we would love to have the Doctor cross over into. If you can see this lovely thumbnail that was made by Kevo, Risse, who is actually with the podcast Husbands Talking, more or less, and you can check out his podcast out there. And if you want thumbnails like this is really cool because he sent it to me, and I was looking at this for the first time and did not even see the TARDISes inside each one. I was like, holy cow, he's put TARDISes on it. This is absolutely cool. So today we are going to be talking about TV shows that we would love for the Doctor to cross into. And of course, we're doing your live chats today. And for those of you just joining us, please, right now, go ahead and subscribe to youtube.com, /the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. And I'm just telling my friend Garrett from Hanging With Web Show, we are closing into 2,000. And if we get there before our birthday on May 19th, Melanie has a little bobblehead David Tennant that's going to go to one of you 2,000 people out there. So please go ahead, subscribe, go to the YouTube channel right now, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you want notifications as far as upcoming episodes like this one. Today, we're just going to sit back and relax because we're going to be having interviews later on this week with some really special guests. But first, without further ado, let me go ahead and introduce the panel. Let me go ahead and get it started. First of all, there we go. It's just really, I don't know why the button's a little slippery today. There we go. Oh, that banner is just being, I'm sorry, everybody. Everything is just being wacky today. There's Joey Reynolds from Geek Radio America on Live 365. How you doing there, Joey?
Greetings, fellow star hustlers.
My God, I missed that guy. I totally missed Jack Horkheimer.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I know there have been people who took over that show on PBS, but there was nothing like Jack. There was nobody could run that show like Jack.
Nobody ever. He was a brilliant mind. He enjoyed his work, and he left us all too soon. Remember, kids, don't smoke those tobacco sticks. And and may his memory and his legacy always be a blessing. But you're right. I mean, I'll go on YouTube and I'll find some of his old stargazers, and if you happen to be of a certain generation back in the day when you recorded Doctor Who and you just pretty much just let the tape roll, you'll probably would have seen before or after Doctor Who, a stargazer. So
yeah, it was. If you saw Late at Night, that was my favorite thing. It was the combination. It was Doctor Who, it was Tom Baker, and then Jack Horkheimer right behind it. It was like this nice little feature. It was like having the cherry on top of my Doctor Who cupcake. It was beautiful, and it was just like, this guy, I loved him because he geeked out about space, and you knew he had a love for it.
Oh, indeed. And the guy who did the intro, his name was Big Wilson. He was one of the big, if you will, radio voices in South Florida and also up in New York.
That's right.
And
keep looking up.
Yeah, and his son at that time was doing a rock group. So Big decided to have something that would catch attention when his son and his friends in the band were traveling around between gigs. So he bought him a hearse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now, Jack was a smoker? I didn't realize that was the case.
It was emphysema. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, his emphysema.
He had that raspy voice. That's the thing about Jack Horkheimer.
That's right.
I'll find his appearance at WPBT in March of 1988, when Terry Nation was there, and they premiered Time in the Ronnie with Sylvester McCoy. And
there's Tom with his hashtags.
Yeah.
What do you mean you're on restriction? What did you do, Ramona? What did you do? My goodness. Can't take you anywhere there. Speaking of love, we got the lovely Melina Vader. How you doing, Melina? Welcome back all the way from Puerto Rico. Covering the eyeballs. As you can see, how you doing, Melina?
I didn't blow dry, so I look like a crazy Mufasa, blonde Mufasa. I'm fine. How's everybody?
Everybody's saying hi to you. Apparently, look at that. Look at that. It's everybody.
Hi. Sorry about that.
Lorraine R, say hello there. I love the cat up there. Yeah, I'm just going to say this. There might be something that might happen if a cat should appear on our show today. That's all I'm saying.
No, my cat is outside the room. He's calling for me, and I put him outside because he knocked off the lamp. So I was like, "Oh, you can't be here, Pluto. I'm sorry, you can't." And he's literally outside.
And don't forget, folks, your chats. If you are on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook page, on our Twitch, on Twitter, you can chat with us. Just type it on in there, and we'll get to your chats out there. Speaking of getting to your chats, because my segues are so great, Kevo. Sorry about that. Kevo Risse from Husbands Talking More or Less. Again, you'd love those thumbnails. This is the man who makes them, and they're beautiful.
Awesome.
And I love episodes like this because they're so fun. I tried to pick a lot of varied programs, obviously. The Voltron up in the corner is for Nisha because I know how much she loves it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I saw the Muppets in the other corner and I started geeking out, but then I saw the tiny TARDIS in there. And Geek Meter just went off. I was like, wait a minute, he put TARDISes in everything. I was like, yes.
I did it for the movies crossover one too.
Yeah, that's true. I saw those at that, but I was just like, I didn't catch it until like the second time I saw it. And everybody's saying hi to Kevo today. Speaking of saying hi, we have a special guest who's coming back here. And we have Mr. Garrett Palmacher. GW Palmacher.
Hello, legend. How is everybody tonight? This is awesome. Thank you for letting me come on and hang out a little bit.
No, thank you for coming out there tonight down there. And everybody's giving the highs and hellos. We say hello to Mark. We say hello to Tom, Ramona, everybody. The original team has come out today. Mr. Tom, the hashtag man. We got it there. How's it going? And I'm excited about MegaCon. This is going to be awesome.
It is the MegaCon sort of never went away, but it shrunk significantly in the last couple of years. This is the first year back in full force. There's some amazing things lined up for MegaCon, and we're really excited for it.
I can't wait to get back over there. We've just been counting the days, counting the hours, really. So this is going to be an exciting time. So far as we know, we are going to be. No, I'm not going to give it away. We will let people know as we get closer to MegaCon because there's some exciting announcements. Plus, if you notice anything about the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, we're working with the Hanging with Web Show team on the first day of MegaCon. You will see why. But we may have something very special for you going out there for those folks who are on MegaCon. Or if you're staying at home, you just aren't able to make it, we're going to have something very special.
I like Ramona. Very keen eye. Very nice.
Yo. And Ramona says, shirt from Babylon 5. There you go. Yes, Ramona is a very keen eye out there. So just to give everybody starters, again, what we're going to be doing today is, and please, everybody, jump on in. I know everybody's got some kind of TV show that they want to talk about out there. If there's a TV show, we're going to be stepping into a little bit. We're going to pick our TV shows that we've gotten. And plus, we may even say, hey, which doctor or doctors may appear in the show, what kind of episode that might be, and the reason why we picked it. Plus, for those of you who are staying after at the after party, we've got a little special game for everybody, so we'll check it out. But first, let's go ahead and get it started there. So, Joey, I'm going to start with you because I love what you picked. Plus, you sent me some pictures of your first pick. So, the Doctor is time traveling and goes into another TV series. Which TV series did you pick, Joey, and why?
Well, I will say this, as it was after the show went off the air in 1971, it ended up being syndicated in Latin American markets. So I'm going to say this, the title, and quite possibly Lena will understand. Sombras Tenebrosas. Dark Shadows.
Dark Shadows.
Yes.
I pay real money to see that actually happen like that.
I get it.
That's how the announcer introduced the show when it was dubbed. But obviously, what you're seeing here, these are not mine. These are photos from Reddit or Pinterest. But I really appreciate this because of the fact that this still can be done. Yes, Jonathan Frid has passed away, and yes, so have other actors in the series. Grayson Hall passed away back in 1985. Jonathan Frid passed away about 10 years ago, just before the Johnny Depp movie came out. But there are other actors from the series who could be very much a part of a story where the Doctor and Romana end up landing the TARDIS somewhere in the middle of Collinsport, Maine. And there could possibly be an adventure. I say this because Big Finish Productions, yes, they've done Doctor Who since 1999, but they have been doing Dark Shadows audio dramas for the greater part of the past 20 years. Yes, and one could say that Alec Newman, who played Barnabas in the 2004 pilot for the WB, which didn't get picked up, he's voiced Barnabas in the past. And interestingly enough, the woman who recently voiced the character of Dr. Julia Hoffman was Julie Newmar, who's still very much with us. I think a very young 80. Yes. Laura Parker is still very much with us. The strongest handshake I've ever had with a woman. I met her at celebrations in 2016. I thought that Angelique was going to steal my life essence, and that's why she's still with us. But yeah, it's just a magnificent idea, and I don't know if Jason Haig Ellery, Nicholas Briggs have discussed the idea of Jim Pearson. Jim Pearson is pretty much responsible for Dan Curtis Productions, which is Dark Shadows. The family permits Jim to do all these licensing things, which is why in the course of the past 5 years, Dark Shadows, which was nowhere to be found after Sci-Fi, is now all over the streaming services. So I think it's only fit and proper that we do have, in the least bit, not for video, but for audio, a Dark Shadows Doctor Who crossover. Actors from Doctor Who have appeared on Dark Shadows audios, but no one from Dark Shadows have appeared on the Doctor Who audios. And I always thought that was a shame, because it'll be cool to see. Or hear.
Yeah, so you're answering Tom's question that no Doctor Who actors went into the Big Finish audios as of yet. It saved the best for last.
Correct. Yeah, Matthew Water. Yeah, I know. Who was this? Peter Pratt, not Peter Pratt. No, Jeffrey Beaver's master. Yeah, that would be fun.
Yes,
that would be fun to see. But yeah, Louise Jameson did the Dark Shadows with David Selby's Quentin Collins, which took place, I think, in the 1940s in London. London is Burning, I think the name of the piece was. And Colin Baker played the character of Nicholas Blair, because the actor who played him was in the last stages of his life, and he was retired. And Matthew Waterhouse, I think, has appeared as a couple of characters in the Dark Shadows mythos on Big Finish. So yeah, it's quite extensive and expansive. It's not just limited to those 5 years on ABC daytime. But yeah, when it was syndicated in Latin America in the 70s, Jonathan Frid really appreciated it because, on the series, people dressed him as Barnabas. So, you'd hear Joan Bennett and the other actress, Barnabas. But when you say Barnabas in Spanish, Barnabas. So yeah, he really liked that. He thought it was pretty cool. But I liked at the beginning, watching an episode dubbed in Spanish, you hear the announcer saying, Sombras Tenebrosas. Magnificent.
I know. Melina's blushing forever, whatever reason. Well, everybody, that's to give you an idea. So I'm expecting a lot of responses in the chats of ideas of TV shows that you would like the Doctor to be in. Tell us which Doctor it is. He'll go to a commercial break. When we return, we're going to continue our discussion about TV shows that we would love the Doctor to cross into. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tuned in, and like what Gareth says, I've added this: become part of the legend. Stand by. Here we go.
Oh, brilliant! It's hard to believe that in the 56-year history of the greatest sci-fi television show in the English language, there has never been a fan guide to Doctor Who. The official books might give you what they think you need to know, but only a guide written by a true fan will give you what you really want to know. Join Whovian, the brilliant Mackenzie Flaw, as she takes you on an intensive journey inside the world of the first female Doctor. In the Binge Watcher's Guide to Doctor Who, Season 11. Right, let's get a shift on.
Hi, my name is Jamie Ingle, critically acclaimed author of The Toilet Papers, Places to Go While You Go. A short story collection suited to match your bathroom needs. Only have to go a little? No problem. I've got stories under 1,000 words for you. Far from poopin'? I've got you covered. With stories over 5,000 words to keep you occupied, while your latrine stays occupied. And that's not all. The Toilet Papers is endorsed by the fine folks from Squatty Potty, the stool for better stools. But don't take my word for it. See what Dookie the Squatty Potty Unicorn has to say on YouTube. You won't be disappointed. Well, I've got to go, but you can grab your copy of The Toilet Papers on Amazon in ebook or print, or get an autographed copy from me at therightangle.com. And don't worry, I promise I'll wash my hands first. The Toilet Papers. You might just stay in the bathroom longer than you need to.
We are a touring acoustic duo crashing kitchens around the country. We go from house to house every Friday night and we create music, we create food, a good time, we stream it live and we do it for free. So now we're just really kind of like trying to develop it and build a community group that people believe in, then they'll help us. So we played from our rehearsal room, we played from the bathroom, thankfully that didn't catch on.
I probably played guitar in my room, not for anyone, in front of anyone, nobody heard, for probably about 10 years.
And then one Friday night we played from the kitchen. It's the main place people want to be. It's where the food is, it's where the drink is, it's where the best lighting is. You can go to any party and I guarantee you, the kitchen is going to be popping.
Our ultimate goal, I think, would be to crash kitchens every Friday all around the world.
And welcome back to the Legends of Traveling TARDIS. My name is Christian Basil. I'm the host of this show. And for those of you just joining us for the first time, welcome. Today, we are talking about our favorite Time Lord crossing into TV series, TV shows. Which Doctor would be appropriate for that crossover, and what kind of story do you think we're coming up with? And we have our panelists here today to help answer that question. And I'm going to throw this in here because I'm going to give a little shout out to Mark Muncy. Unfortunately, at the very last minute, he was not able to make it. So he actually gave his submission. And I don't even know about this TV show. So if anybody in the chats or on the screens over here, I only managed to pull up the one picture. It's something called The Middleman.
Oh,
that show is. I'm sorry, I've never seen it. And I hadn't had a chance to see it, but what is that show? From your response, Kevo, I think you know what it's about. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
It was either Fox Family or it was ABC Family, I believe. It was sort of like a Men in Black type show where this guy was a secret agent and then she like stumbled upon it and like trained to become an agent with him or something like that. Very reminiscent of Chuck. I had no idea that she was the female lead on this. I recognize her from stuff like Parks and Recreation. So that's very cool. I didn't realize that. So I think that's probably why Mark felt like it would be a good fit. You know, it's very James Bond meets Men in Black, and I think that would probably match the tone of Doctor Who pretty well.
Oh, okay, cool. In that case, awesome. He was telling me go check it out on YouTube, and he just told me about it this morning. Unfortunately, he had to bow out. But if anybody knows about Middleman, go ahead and let us know. Throw it in the chats and give us a little bit out there. Melina disappeared. Hopefully, she'll be back in a moment out there. And she was up next, actually. So we'll skip Melina for just a moment out there. And Mr. Palmature. Mr. G.W. Palmature from the Hanging with Web show. Tell us about your choice and why.
Yeah, well, I got the question kind of late, guys, and so I know it's okay. But there were so many that popped into my head, like every show, because the way the Doctor is written, the length of time that it's been on, the number of Doctors, there were so many shows where one Doctor or another would have fit in. But I got a little lazy and I went, you know what? Where do we see crossovers all the time? So I thought that it would be fun for a doctor to drop in on one of the CW universe's crossovers. So that he or she can interact with all of the different Arrowverse heroes and characters. In particular, what flashed through my mind is I think that the Doctor would be a lot of fun, say a Sylvester McCoy kind of Doctor over on Legends of Tomorrow, coming in from that direction and playing with, because in this universe, the Arrowverse, you have the Flash and other things. They're always messing with time and the multiverse. So I think the Doctor would fit in really well. And I think we could get a Doctor who was comedically annoyed with our heroes for constantly messing up the timeline. And again, our most recent Doctor Jodie would be kind of ideal too with the tones of these shows. They tend to be very current events and socially aware kind of shows. So Jodie might fit in really well there. But comedically, again, Sylvester McCoy. I'm a Tom Baker guy from back when I was a kid, so he might be kind of fun chastising the American heroes for being in the way all the time. Because they break more time than they fix always. So it would be a lot of fun to watch the Doctor chastise them for keeping him or her way too busy, because he's got to go back and fix everything they break.
I was thinking Sixth Doctor. If you really want somebody to chastise people.
There you go.
Put that suit on. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
There's so much fun to be had. And honestly, what was great about that in my mind when I went over it was because of the way that they play with the multiverse and with time in the multiverse, you could actually do what Doctor Who's.
We got to cut off there.
For a moment, I thought it was mine.
No, it's okay.
My cat. I swear it's my cat.
Having a little technical issues there. Okay, so everybody, he says Seventh Doctor. I'm actually going to go with, I know Sixth Doctor would just be lighting up the whole candle, but I also would probably put 11th Doctor in there. I got to confess, I'm not a big Arrowverse person, but what do you guys think about the Arrowverse? And which Doctor would you put into the Arrowverse?
I think 9 would be so grumpy about it, so that would be fun to watch.
Because everybody's had what you just dress up in a suit and you think you're a superhero kind of deal. I could see you doing that all day long out there. I forgot to ask Joey, which Doctor would you put in for Dark Shadows? And I guess 4 would be the proper.
4 would be perfect, especially when it came to the Gothic
influences.
Years. Can you hear me well on this?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just letting Garrett know that he's back.
Okay, no worries. And at the same time, he's still doing the audio dramas along with Lalo Ward, and considering that the other actors in the series, David Selby, Laura Parker, and who are still very much with us, still getting away with things. And also Jeffrey Beavers, who is still voicing the Master. In fact, I think if I'm right in saying, I think there's a new audio series featuring him and a couple of other characters. I have to research bigfinish.com for that. But no, I think it will work out tremendously well. Yeah.
Now, got an admission from Yet It Is, and there's actually a picture that I love. That there's a picture of Samuel Beckett leaping into 13's body, and he's standing at the mirror, and the reflection of 13 is there. It's a little fanfic picture. I wish I had it because I didn't even think about I'm sorry, I lost it there. Quantum Leap. Yet It Is.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never seen this
yeah.
show, but Quantum Leap would be an amazing crossover. Definitely
You've never
13,
seen
I
what?
think, would work out so well. And I think maybe even, I would even put the Seventh Doctor in there. But I don't know. I don't know if I would have Sam leaping into a Time Lord's body. I think
Maybe the
Sam-
companion, though.
Be a companion, be an off companion. Yeah, just like, wait a minute, who are you? And, you know, and then there's Al with Ziggy going like, oh, yeah, you need to help this person. You need to help them out, and you're going to be here. Just ignore when they treat you weird or whatnot. No, ignore what they're telling you and just help them, type deal down there. But I do love the idea of Quantum Leap, and I wish I had the picture of the fanfic. If anybody can find it and send it to me, I'll upload it real fast out there. But Quantum Leap sounds really good out there. Glad you're back there, Garrett. Did you have anything further that you wanted to add? I'm sorry, you got cut off a little bit out
No,
there.
I just I just thought it would be a really fun a fun crossover, a fun way to mix fandoms and universes, and they do it every year. So it's not that far out of the way to say, hey, this is something, and I get a kick out of the fact that most of the heroes in the Arrowverse today, the Berlantiverse, whatever they're calling it today, I get a kick out of the fact that they're so young.
Mhm.
And so with the right doctor, you've got the sort of the famous Doctor Who, I am the doctor line, and you get a bunch of young 20-something American, kids to look at them and go, who? And it was just because they're just not. And some of them would be. Some of them would be like super geeks. They'd recognize the Doctor.
Right.
But it'd be a lot of fun to see that interaction with another generation and a mix with another fandom, which is always fun to me. I love those kinds of things where worlds collide.
Yes, and I think the reason why I came up with this idea is because the ultimate worlds collide, I think, is a convention. We were mentioning MegaCon, because you love to see people who come out there body and soul, as George Takei puts it, that they come out there in their costumes, and not only that, but it's not like a sporting team where they're on separate sides and they're wearing their separate jerseys and they're putting on their paint and they're not interacting except they're yelling at each other. But when it comes to like a convention, when it comes to cosplay and geeking out that way, they're bringing in their love and their passion. They're sharing it with other people, and they're reciprocating their love in interacting with that. So you can see the Seventh Doctor interacting with Captain Kirk and Darth Vader.
Yeah, and when we go to conventions, what's really wonderful about it is seeing the fandoms mix. Is that we're all there because of something or many things that we love. It's a memorable experience. And so the relationships, you don't see these people every day, but when you do see them, it's old home day, because the relationship is built on something that you enjoy. Most of us, our peer group, are people we work with, go to school with, we meet around town. Our fan peers are people who enjoy the same things as we do or something similar. And when you look around at that environment, you see all of these different fandoms merging. And something like a crossover, bringing the Doctor into different universes and crossing over with different fandoms, offers a respite for out here watching television or on social media or whatever. It's a respite from some of the toxic side of fandom, because people get locked into their own fan groups until somebody out there, some producer, some director, some writer gets together and says, hey, let's mix these things up and see what happens. And then all of a sudden, fan groups that thought of themselves as competitors before are now not. They're they're like, oh, I know who that is now. And it makes it relevant to them, even though maybe they weren't a fan before. So that's why I chose what I did. And I actually loved the Dark Shadows over there. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
And in any iteration, the original BBC Dark Shadows, obviously, but in any iteration, you could put the Doctor and he would just make Collinsport more fun and sometimes more scary, because he messes with things a little bit. So that could be kind of cool too. I can't wait to see what's down below. That'll Kevo, I don't know what you've done. Melina, I just met you, so I really don't know what you've done. So this will be interesting.
Well, I'm going to get to that. We're getting to commercial break, but and we're going to get to your chats. But Melina, go ahead and tell us what you picked. I kind of understood because there is a 6th degree of Doctor Who in here a little bit, and I find no, the picture couldn't upload. But go ahead, Melina. Tell us what you picked and why and which Doctor.
The Office.
Which there already is a Doctor Who connection, if anybody knows it. But Melina, go ahead. Talk to us. The Office.
Well, I wanted to do something different because I know people right off the bat where they're gonna say something a sci-fi-ish show. But I think The Office would have been perfect. It's comedy. We need comedy. And I think the perfect doctor for it will be the 9th Doctor. Michael, the actor who plays Steve Carell, Michael. I think he will drive Christopher Eccleston insane because you know how Michael in the show, he's like he always wants to like steal the spotlight. He always wants to be like better than anybody like that, and I can imagine him trying to take control of the TARDIS. And to clarify, the US version of The Office, definitely, because Michael Scott is a character, and also Dwight. I can imagine Dwight
Agreed.
going and trying to rescue Michael. It's like, Michael, when he gets stuck in some kind of weird dimension or whatever. But I can imagine Michael Scott like really messing things up, and Christopher Eccleston trying to just really mad, and the what do you call the one-on-one camera interviews. That would be so much fun. And if y'all remember, Miss Catherine Tate was in The Office, and I believe she was in season 7 and 8, and
something like that.
She played a character named Nellie.
I would actually go a little bit further. You guys say 9. I'm going to say 12. And he's a new employee, just like what he was in the caretaker. But he's doing his own thing. Like he's separate from the office. He's just doing his little nicks and quirks. And everybody's trying. The whole episode is for them trying to figure him out. What the hell is he doing? He doesn't even clean. He does nothing all day. It's just like that would be, I think, so awesome. When anybody tries to get close to him, he just basically banters with them and just pushes them away verbally. He's like, God.
Man, him and Dwight Schrute going head to head.
That'll
be awesome. And you'll see like Jim going when almost in every scene, if Michael messes up or they get stuck in some planet or whatever, or the timeline, that Jim just kind of looks at the camera, will be like. So I don't know. I just think it's be so much fun. It's so like not maybe something that you'll expect it, but I can just purely really imagine, especially like all these characters and Stanley just like sitting like in the TARDIS just with this crossword puzzle, not caring about anything. And Dwight Schrute would be so much fun. Him, and if the 12th Doctor was there,
Jim pranking the Doctor.
Yes.
That would be great. Oh yes, that. Oh my God, Jim pranking the Doctor.
Oh my gosh,
Kevo, I see you jumping at the bit there. What were you going to say?
Well, and I love this concept because it really reminds me of the X-Files episode X-Cops, where the entire episode was from the perspectives of a shoot of an episode of Cops. It's completely out of the usual X-Files style, and I think a Doctor Who episode that was in the style of The Office, not even Doctor Who, but it's mockumentary style. Yes. And it's this whole thing of the Doctor trying to pretend that he's not an alien and that this isn't an alien invasion. And the office workers have no idea what's going on for most of it.
Yeah.
And
what's great, I love that she chose the US version of The Office.
Which is actually a question. I don't mean to cut you off there, but that question did come up for you, Melina. Go ahead, Garrett. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, by choosing the US version, you also have a culture collide
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
Because the Doctor speaks is a very British speech pattern. It's a very English. And so putting him in the UK office he's not quite a fish out of water yet. When you bring him into the American sitcom style too, the lighting is different. Everything is different about those shots. And in that style, there's a culture clash that would be so much fun to watch play out. And I love the idea of it. It's that mockumentary. So the Doctor Who adventure is happening, but we're not watching it as Doctor Who fans. We're watching it as the Office perspective on it. So we're almost confused about what this guy's doing and where he's going and why. And, he keeps disappearing when something exciting happens because he's got work to do. And, just really cool stuff like that. It's really neat. It's a really neat idea.
Someone call Russell.
We're going to go to commercial break. When we come back, I promise we'll get to your chats. We're going to get to Kevo's choice, and then we'll get to eventually mine. And then if you're going to stay in the after party, we have a little game for everybody to try to do something a little different and see about TV shows we may not have covered during the episode. When we return, please continue to stay logged on, tuned in, and become part of the legend. Commercial break.
Famous Faces and Funnies in Melbourne, Florida is leading the way in pop culture fun. From comic books and graphic novels to Funko Pops and collector's items, Famous Faces and Funnies has it all. Rick Shea and the professional team at Famous Faces and Funnies are friendly and knowledgeable. Whether you're looking for toys, props, collector treasures, or a new comic book, Famous Faces and Funnies is your one-stop shop. To find Famous Faces and Funnies on Facebook and Twitter, just type at FFF Comics.
Hi everyone, Daphne Lage here. Join Nita Lanning and me on the Ragin' to the Vlogs show, where we talk about everything, nothing, and all the bits in between. Looking for hour-long conversations about indie comics, social media marketing, and crowdfunding, with the occasional rant and story time? Head on over to the Ragin' 2 channel on YouTube, Mondays through Fridays at 11 a.m. Eastern to join in the chat.
Hit the button.
You have more options than ever before when choosing a film, a television or internet series, a book to curl up with, or even a radio show or podcast. Get to know the people who are creating for you. The Hangin' With Web Show, hosted by award-winning author and journalist G.W. Pomacher, is the internet's fastest-growing web talk show series. The Hangin' With Web Show features professional, yet casual, in-depth interviews with creative arts and entertainment pros. Meet the people behind a digital revolution in creating more quality content than ever before in the history of media. Find the Hangin' With Web Show on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter, or simply go to www.hanginwithshow.com. That's www.hanginwithshow.com.
Thank you for joining us here at the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Let me get to your chats. We got a lot of people now that everybody, I guess, gets the understanding of what we're doing tonight out there. People have been chatting now. There we go. Yet it is. I also love to see a crossover with the series Our Flag Means Death, just because I'm obsessed, and I love to see Eleven hanging out with Blackbeard and Steve Bonnet. Did I get that right?
Bonnet, maybe?
Bonnet?
I don't know.
I'm going to make sure I got that right out there.
I haven't watched it yet.
Tom says the Highlander series, starting with the first Doctor, then regenerating over and over again. I haven't seen the Highlander series, but Tom, wasn't Fraser Hines in it at some point out there? Let me know in the chat out there. Dan Holyfield will want to check it out. He's got a show called The Last Man Standing on YouTube channel. Fourth Doctor and Romano the First in the 60s Lost in Space, the Great Vegetable Rebellion episode in particular. Okay, wow. He got some details out there. Plus, he also mentions the 10th Doctor Donna in Sliders.
Okay.
Jeremy comes in with 10th and Captain Jack with the Winchesters.
Mm-hmm.
I would definitely put 9 in there and Captain Jack. I don't know why. 10 could work, but 9 with his, just what is this nonsense type deal, no nonsense approach. I kind of like it out there. Ramona, 10th Doctor crossing with his demon self, blanking on the show. Oh, I don't know. Dan continues, second and Jamie in the voyage at the bottom of the sea. Okay. I see you going there. You were mentioning Kevo about the X-Files, and so did Connor. So what about the X-Files? Any doctor? Yeah, any doctor would work.
Yeah.
More than one.
In fact, I would say that the whole series should be just like a unit. They meet every doctor at some point, and everybody's kind of like, who is this person? What's going on out there?
It would be interesting to see the X-Files. Looking back, Kevo remembers a lot of times the X-Files would do like a flashback episode where Mulder and Scully would work a case, but they would be related to an older case. So I think it would be, I think it would be great if Mulder could, point out that every so often a new person claiming to be the Doctor shows up, and that's the case. Who is this? Who's the Doctor? And what trouble, and it always messes, with things. That would be a lot of fun to watch.
That would definitely
that over time, because the Doctor regenerates so often. It would just be fun. Different faces in different places. There's this image of these doctors who show up in these historical places. That would just be awesome.
And Ramona is actually going Marvel this way. Loki is so close to being Doctor Who on the Time Lord side. So did a lot of classic stuff, but bringing it up into the current stuff. Dan says third and Sarah Jane in Zorro.
Ooh, neat.
That would be awesome. I love these ideas. These ideas are awesome out there. It's just now a headcanon out there. Oh, here's Christina. Christina, hello. Thank you. No mention of Super Who-Lock content, Supernatural, Doctor Who, and Sherlock. That would be...
Well, we got one super, but the trio.
Yeah, throw House in there and everything will be just like a mind of mental. just weird. Oh, okay. Yet it is. Good Omens. Throw some doctors into the Good Omens section.
Yeah.
And Mark says, my second choice for Doctor Who crossover would be the 10th in Twin Peaks meeting Bob.
Oh my God, yes.
That's one of the screens in the episode image is the Red Room. Was it down there?
Yeah.
Oh, Melina just says, gotcha. Melina's just responding to Jim pranking Dwight and having him stuck in a timeline. That would be great out there. Thanks, Tom. Frasier, no. Outlander. I'm sorry. I'm getting them mixed up. However, Robert Daltrey of The Who. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Awesome out there. Kevo, you're up. And what was your pick?
Yeah, well, I was saying to you, I really feel like as a concept, I really want to see the Doctor start being like more fun places. Like a few years ago, Phineas and Ferb did a Marvel episode. Like that would be cute. That would be fun. The Doctor on The Simpsons, places where it doesn't really affect canon, fun stuff. And I feel like there is no property on Earth that would have more fun with the Doctor and be able to do more cool things than the Muppets. In whatever format, like if it was a classic Muppet Show episode, if it was a special, you could do so many things. Like when they had Mark Hamill on for Star Wars back in the 70s, very classic episode. And I think that would be the coolest. I think both David Tennant and Pete Davison were at the O2 event that the Muppets did a few years back. I didn't know about Pete Davison until today. I'd only known about David Tennant being in it. But
I think David did it first, and then I think then his dad, and then his father-in-law kicked in and did it again. But yeah, so you would think 10 would be perfect for.
I mean, we always want to say David Tennant because he's like a giant Muppet himself. So Matt Smith would be great too.
Gotcha there. Any other takers? Anybody thinking Muppets? What would be the episode? What would be the case? Being like a Muppet movie. That would be awesome if they did a Muppet movie with them. Or at least with the actors. But I would love that if do that.
I'd like to see some of the Muppets like Fozzie and Kermit as companions jumping through Muppet movies.
I know I'm taking this from another series and I won't mention the name of it, but when their lead character turned into a puppet. Does anybody remember what you know what I'm talking about, right? Because that particular series may be in our little after party, but if the Doctor turned into a Muppet and how the Muppets had to deal with the Doctor at this moment. So I would love that. That would be cool.
That'd be very cool.
All right. Well, everybody's talking now. Pigs in Space meet the Doctor. They did. That was the 10th Doctor. I think there's a YouTube there. Okay. You know what? I thought about this and I don't know why I didn't think about it. Dan Holyfield, try Second Doctor and Scooby Doo. Yes,
how
of course.
They done that
yet?
Scooby has met everybody except the Doctor. That's not cool.
Except the Doctor, you're right. He met Batman. He met
Ninja Turtles.
He met a lot, but yeah, it'd be cool with the.
He just met Courage the Cowardly Dog last year, so he still meet people.
Yeah.
Get on this.
He met Don Watson, Sonny and Cher, so hey, why not the Doctor?
Oh,
yeah.
Mark, if you can retype your first choice because I can't find it. Oh, okay, there we go. Angel versus Muppet versus First Doctor as Puppet. Okay, there we go out there. Giant Muppet, that Charles Martin. Okay, I think Joey knows what I think we're talking about out there.
Oh yeah. Another Charles Martin drop. Oh yeah, very lovely, very lovely.
Ramona, bring the humans of Kobol home. Battlestar Galactica. Which series would it be? The classic or the new? Who would you put on the new?
If they're the humans of Kobol, then it's got to be the newer series because
probably
Kobol was a historical place in the original series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they stopped there for like 5 minutes and then they moved on. But yeah, so it had to be the new series because they actually spend a little time on Kobol.
Christopher Chatfield, welcome. They should do a Doctor Who puppet episode like Angel episode did years ago.
Community did it too.
Did they now? I haven't. Yeah. I haven't seen that series. I've just heard about it. I've never seen Community out there. Beowulf says Quartermass Doctor Who almost did it with Hyde.
Quatermass. You know what Quatermass is, right?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I've seen the different variations of Quartermass. Okay. Tom kicks in.
Yes.
Buck Rogers with the 4th Doctor and K9. Yeah, well, that's
nice. Now I want to see the interplay between Twiki and K9.
That would be messy.
Yeah, there's just I don't know. It's bizarre, but
that they would be fighting all of his. Who's the better robot out there? Oh, I'm sorry, Mark. My first choice was German production on Netflix called Dark with the Ninth Doctor.
Excellent production. That would be kind of fun too.
I apologize.
Yeah.
I have not seen that yet there. Ramona says, of course, that was basically going to show up eventually. Buffy. We're talking about Angel. So, yeah, that's going to be it. Folks, we got a commercial break. When we return, I will get more to your chats out here. I see a lot of you coming in. Keep chatting away. I'll give my take, and then we go into the after party. We're going to do some shows that maybe you didn't think about out there. Christian, was it you that made a 10th Doctor and Voyager meme? I don't think that was me. It might be, but I am not
sure. But you will now.
I will now. Beowulf, Red Dwarf is just begging to be a crossover with the Doctor and Crichton swapping heads with K9. Yes.
Growing up, I always thought Red Dwarf and Doctor Who were related.
There was a mention. They kind of hinted, but they've never really crossed over. I think if I'm not too far off, I think Blake 7, Joey, did they have a
never happened? Never happened. Although Doctor Who actors and writers and people on the production team were on Blake 7 and vice versa, and Terry Nation created Blake 7, but that would be really, really sweet to see. Especially with the Daleks ended up being on board the Liberator. Yeah,
gotcha.
I think that's where our earlier there was a comment that mixed Doctor Who with Sherlock, and that's something that fans were clamoring for under the Moffat years because they were working both shows. So fans come up with cool ideas, guys.
Yeah, from stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, Super Who Sherlock would be Wholock. God, I can't even say it out there.
They'll get so mad.
But we, first of all, before we go to commercial break, we got some birthdays coming up. Or actually, I take it all back. We had some birthdays, some of them taking place on March 28th. First of all, Garrett David Lloyd from Torchwood. He turns a certain age. Happy birthday. And everybody remembers Santa Claus. Nick Frost. He has also birthday on the 28th. And people, I showed this in a couple of episodes ago over here, but if anybody's been watching Star Trek Picard, a lot of people are telling me they're looking at Laris and they're going like, she looks familiar and we can't figure it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll show you. She was also known as Tasha Lem in Doctor Who in the Time of the Doctor, the final episode. She is also Laris in Star Trek Picard. She also has a birthday too. And today, our birthday girl is from Star Trek The Next Generation. We might mention that in our shows. Marina Sirtis, she has got a birthday too as well. And before we go to a commercial break, we got an announcement this past weekend coming up. For those of you who've been waiting and wondering when the release of the Sea Devil episode's coming out over there, yep, it's going to be Easter. Legends of the Sea Devils. I think this is one more episode, and then Jody has one episode after that, and I think that's the regeneration episode, or is that after that?
I think so.
I can't tell anymore out there, but that's going to be taking place. For those of you in America, that is actually April 17th, 2022, and that is Easter Sunday. So we got two Easter specials now. And when we return, please continue to stay logged on, tune in. We'll get to a commercial break, and then I'm going to reveal my take. Stand by.
Meet the Doctor.
I'm the Doctor.
But not the one you were expecting.
All right, sexy. It's time to go home.
Doctor Who Velocity. Streaming now.
The massive audio Doctor Who Bad Wolf Bluetooth TARDIS speaker. That's all I gotta say. One word. Wow. It looks like it just jumped right off the screen. Here it is in all its Bad Wolf glory. Right here is the on-off switch and the up and down volume. Right here's the speaker. The TARDIS stands about 6 inches from the bottom of the TARDIS all the way up to the top where the light is. Look at the detail. Wow.
And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We're getting to your chats, and then I'll reveal what my show is. And the sucky part about it is I don't want to say I feel bad, and it's not that I didn't put any effort, but I did pick the show that I want because I was happy with it, and I think it would work so well, and I'll explain why. But let's go ahead and jump to your... And a lot of people are actually razzing me in the chats going like, Christian, you missed my first pick. Christian, you jumped around this. I don't have Melanie or Dave behind me, so I'm doing the chats today, so I apologize if I haven't get to... I promise you, I will get to them, and you guys are really doing a great job keeping me busy out here. Christina continues, just my own self wishes. Can the Doctor go fix Game of Thrones season 8?
Oh, that's
maybe.
I love you, Christina.
Jeremy, yes, you can post anything to the page, dude. I'm fine with it. Can I post to the page? If you're referring to Traveling TARDIS, yeah, go ahead. They were related behind the scenes. I think you're referring to the movie, Tom. And we did movies, but you know what? I'll give it a shout because it's one of my favorite movies, The Black Hole with the Third Doctor. Blake Seven had planned to do a crossover, but never made it. Thank you, Beowulf. Ramona says the Robots of Death was just a touch of Blake Seven's. Yeah. And yet it is. One last silly crossover idea. The 12th Doctor in Gravity Falls would be adorable.
See, yeah, stuff like that, where it wouldn't affect canon.
birthday,
It's
Orville.
just, cute, fun Doctor popping up being the Doctor.
Oh, yeah. And Tom, happy birthday to you, Tom. That's right out there. Now the Watcher. Oh, Tom, thank you. No, happy birthday to you, brother. I really appreciate we appreciate everybody being here. So happy birthday there, Tom. Mark continues. He says, we actually do a fan-based movie with Johnny Who's Entertainment where we cross over Blake 7 and Doctor Who. Check it out on YouTube. Put the link in the description. Put the link in there. I'll shout it out there. Mr. Kaplan question. Oh, Dan says the Paternoster Gang and Jeremy Brett Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah,
which is basically I mean, it's
pretty much.
All right, so I know people are watching over on YouTube right now. So I have a challenge for some ambitious YouTuber. I think you should go back through science fiction, time travel shows, episodes, and movies, and then just drop a small cameo in the background of the Doctor in each one.
Oh gosh.
Yes. And then so everything in science fiction time travel automatically becomes canon to the Doctor because he was there messing things up or fixing things. Challenge to the YouTube community.
That's cute.
Hey, Wolf, you think so? Twin Peaks, the Doctor Twin Peaks would be a crossover, maybe?
Maybe a little.
I don't know. Well, it depends on the Doctor, I think. I think you need the right Doctor.
Yeah, I don't know. If you go as far as, post-series Twin Peaks where they do Fire Walk with Me and those things, they had that alien connection, so that would be right up the Doctor's alley. Intro for the Doctor.
There you go. Babel's is just following a BBC Centennial October, so Jodie will regenerate at the end of that special, according to the reports, but we may not see who she regenerates into. Welcome, Karen. Thank you very much, Karen E. Hacker. David Bischoff had the TARDIS, the Fourth Doctor, and K9 make a brief appearance in either Star Spring or Starfall. It's been ages since I read them, so I can't remember which. Oh, not familiar with those, Karen, but if you want to put a link or something in the description, let us know. I appreciate it down there. That'd be cool. I'd like to check that out. It's very generic. You know what, Christina? I really love that idea. I just don't know. The question would be which episode?
Yeah.
Which episode would it be? Twilight Zone's cool. Twilight Zone. You know what? I would actually, even though it's the movie scene, I love the scene with Scatsman Carruthers in the
kick the can.
Yeah, I love that.
I love that. I wish like something like maybe the 11th Doctor would be like in there somewhere, just playing around, playing
the
with,
classic, because there is another version with Forrest Whitaker as
there's
well.
Forrest Whitaker, and then there's I can't think of his name, the comedian,
Key
Peele. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who's done the current one for
Jordan Peele?
Yeah, I think Jordan Peele.
Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
Jordan Peele.
Oh, Tom says Gotham.
Ooh.
Still trying to think of who though. There you go. Well, just a quick thing since we're running low on time.
Can you all come back now? I'm lonely out
here.
No,
you'd be out there for a while out there.
Lonely out there.
Since we're really tight on the time, let me go ahead and put this in there. It's not that, like I said, it's not that I didn't think things through. Everybody has a very good one. And I just feel so comfortable about this one because you can throw any Doctor in. But I think it's time that the Doctor went on the Orville.
Oh,
just because I love the characters. What started off as like a little spoof. I think it's kind of like, I know this is going to sound weird, in the same realm of kind of like MASH, where it kind of started off comedic, and then you started to feel later on in the series the heart for the character. They started developing. They developed each character one at a time, and then they started putting them in adventures together to work. I mean, it's just so well.
Yep.
And how the Doctor could go in there and just be, of course, I would say 10 or 11 would be the perfect Doctors to go into the Orville. 9 would be great. You would just be banter, you'd just be yelling at them. 12 would be just waltzing around trying to figure out a way to get out. How do I get into this thing? Jodie, she could do it too. I think any Doctor could do it, but if I had to pick, it either be Matt or David to be in the Orville to have some fun. Because I could just see Seth and David going at it somewhere along the way where they're having the dispute and the two of them butting heads. To me, I think that would be great. I mean, because they've had some incredible stories along the way and incredible takes. And what I love about the Orville is it's sci-fi that lets you decide things out. It presents all the cases around. It doesn't say one thing is right or the other, which I think is a testament to great sci-fi, where it's not just leading you on. It's saying, hey, I'm bringing you into this world where I'm not showing you a moral, but I'm actually telling you about this. And not only that, but you will be talking about that moral for days to come after the episode's over. The best sci-fi, I think you will be talking about that episode way beyond. I don't know what happened to that picture, so I'll go back. Sorry. But you talk about, things about the sci-fi, about that episode from days on, because it makes you think. And whether you pick one side or the other, it doesn't matter. As long as you're willing to open your mind to things that you were beyond what you were rationing at first, I think that's an incredible testament to this series. And I'm glad it's getting a third series there.
Oh, good. They deserve it. It's a brilliant comedy writing.
Yeah. And it started off, to me, like MASH. It started off like this fluff comedy. And then when it starts to take off, when the heart starts to get injected, they kept the comedy, but really made it a serious thing along the way. So I truly believe that would be an awesome take on that. We are coming to the end of our show. Let me see if I can run through the chats out there. My goodness. Wow, tons of people.
That's good.
Oh yeah, that's very good out there. Christina says, "Oh, I was thinking just peppered throughout old episodes in the background for Twilight Zone." So kind of like Clara, the Doctor just shows up there. Yeah. I don't know that one scene with Burgess Meredith when he loses his glasses. I don't know why the Doctor, I feel, should be in there somewhere, but it doesn't. For me, it doesn't work now. I just want him in there somewhere. I want her in there. Ramona says, remember the final for St. Elsewhere? Tanya Stone. Yeah. Sapphire and Steel with the Doctor is so trippy and scary. I believe it. Yeah, that would be. I think Sapphire and Steel is already trippy alone. I know this is a movie. Gremlins. New batch in the TARDIS with the fourth Doctor.
I can't watch the Gremlins.
Gotcha there, Jeremy. Yeah, I was waiting for it. Rick and Morty, come on, there. Where were you guys been? Wait until the end of the show.
I was going to say Rick and Morty, but
I want Bill though, not Clara.
Who?
Or
I want Bill.
Oh, okay. No, I only mentioned Clara because she was the girl. Huh? It was the impossible girl. You don't want to talk about the Orville? Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. Dan says Bischoff's Starspring and Starfall are novels. Christian, I believe the crossover was in Starfall. Okay. If I ever get a chance, I'll check it out. The Orville was first pitched as in the Star Trek universe. Got it. The Orville is really well written, but a true fan of The Next Generation, which I love. I think because Seth had incorporated a lot of the TNG people who wrote for that. So he just basically had, it's one of those that goes, wait a minute, I have some good stuff over here. Why don't I just pull it over and do it? Oh, okay. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Thank you. I can't remember her name, but the Doctor on the Orville was also on DS9.
Cassidy Yates.
Yeah, Cassidy Yates. She plays the Doctor.
Penny Johnson-Gerald.
Penny, yes. And they made her into incredible. As far as like doctors in the series, aside from Voyager, that really took that hologram, took it off, Orville did great with her.
Yeah, I love
her. I mean, they made her like as pretty, the characters had their own place in the way things are as far as being a team that works together, but they gave her some incredible stories. Like, damn, really? Wow. Kevo, can I ask you a question? Which is your favorite TV set on the thumbnail tonight episode? Oh, let me bring that thumbnail up. That is a good question, but let me go ahead and bring that thumbnail back up and I'll check it out. Which one of those? Yeah, you picked it.
Fuller House.
Fuller House. Okay.
Which one is my favorite? That or I Love Lucy?
Well, folks, we are going to be going into the after party. So our friends who are listening on the audio and our friends over at sci-fi.radio, thank you so much for joining us. If you want to continue on our adventures, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. For those of you watching, youtube.com, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. We are like on the border of 2,000. We are like about 110 away. That's it. That's all. You just need 110 subscribers to get us to 2K, and that would be an incredible birthday present for our little metal friend who is not here. I don't even know where he went. So everybody, stick around. We're going to be playing a little game and at the end of the episode, and into our after party. And folks, we've got an interview coming up next week, so stand by. And thank everyone always. And as we say, Garrett, you close this particular episode, however you close the Hanging With, but give it your little Traveling TARDIS twist. I'll let you close this episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, come back over and over and over again, because you really want to be part of the legend.
And ladies and gentlemen, so I don't leave Garrett out. We're in the after party now, and I have a little game for everybody to play there. So we're going to do round robin. I have picked, outside of what everybody else picked, a couple of ones were actually mentioned. 20 TV shows outside of what people have thought. A couple of them have been we've already discussed, but we just want to see if we can play a little game to see how everybody thinks about it. So we're going to start with you, Joey. Yeah, right. Lucy, I'm home again.
Okay. So between 1 and 20, correct?
Pick a number between 1 and 20, and we're just have a little fun discussion with everybody in the chats. These are possibly 20 TV shows we have not picked as of yet. And Joey, we'll start with you. Pick a number.
Let's go high here. 15.
15. So the idea is to kind of figure out which doctor and how the episode would play out. So number 15 are the Transformers.
Oh, Transformers.
We didn't say we couldn't do a cartoon. If we did Muppets, we can definitely do a cartoon. So which doctor would we send in to save Optimus Prime and the Autobots? Yeah, we did actually mention Quantum Leap, Bayo.
Tom Baker.
Is that a quark in the bottom middle of the screen?
I don't know. It's kind of, so for some odd reason, some of the pictures kind of came in funny.
What is there any particularly? The third Doctor had the Who-mobile, right?
Yes.
That's very Transformer.
Oh,
if that turned into a Transformer,
you want Bessie to be a Transformer? That'd be awesome. Because he had two vehicles. Yeah.
I'm like, who's particularly mechanical? But so I guess that.
Got it. So
and I think that plays out because you also asked, how it would play out. And so that's how it would play out is the Transformers need help, and the Doctor's Who-mobile it takes him on that adventure to help his fellow Transformers.
So Bessie becomes a Transformer to help the. He's actually had two vehicles. He had Bessie and the Who-1. Now, Who-1 only showed up, I think, in his last episode, on the Green Death, which is the Who-1, which is actually a hovermo vehicle, flying other stuff, because he actually loved that. Oh, that's funny, man. Well, Bessie is a bumblebee.
Or maybe Bessie has been a secret Transformer all along.
That's true. We never know.
Alerts the Doctor to the danger of the Transformer, or to the Transformers.
The Who-mobile, yes, the Who-mobile.
The Who-mobile. There you go.
Got it there. So, Joey, third Doctor. Anybody else want to give a little take on the Transformers before we go to the next one?
Oh boy.
What would you add here? What Doctor? What kind of story do you think they would do?
The typical standard one, fighting against the Daleks, and the fourth Doctor comes in and assists.
Posted in the Christian's Facebook chat. I've been trying. I think I put a post where people could add some. Nobody responded much to it down there. So round robin, Garrett from Hanging With Web Show. Pick a number between 1 and 20.
How about lucky number 7, guys? What do you got?
Number 7. You're gonna love this one. It's just my favorite.
Oh my goodness. That's great.
Wow.
Awesome.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes.
What doctor would fit with Lieutenant Frank Drebin? Seriously.
Oh,
Who
boy.
could do that?
Matt Smith, maybe? Like, well, I
He
don't know.
might.
The comedy, John Pertwee.
We got Ecuador 1 and the DeLoreans as
Yeah.
Transformers. Why not Bessie or the Whomobile? Yeah. Yeah,
John
stop
Pertwee.
calling me. Don't call me Shirley. Other movie, other thing, but this is Lieutenant Frank Drebin from Police Squad, which was I think 1 or 2 years it ran.
One season.
One season there. If I'm not mistaken, the story behind this is that the Zucker brothers were going to write. The Zucker brothers were being asked to do Airplane 2, and they stepped down like, no, we're not going to do an Airplane 2. Especially Leslie Nielsen didn't want to do an Airplane 2. He ended up going with the Zuckers to do Police Squad instead. Out there, yeah, the movie version, right, Beowulf, is the Naked Gun, but there was a TV version that started it all, and it didn't catch on because of the humor that is. But once it went to a movie, I think it. Oh, gotcha. The Fourth Doctor with Frank Drebin. That would be interesting.
Yes.
Mark says number 7 equals second. Oh, okay. Christian, it's in your chat. Where? I'll check it out there later. So, without further ado, Garrett, Kevo.
Yeah.
Give us a number between 1 and 20.
Let's go with 13.
13, lucky number 13. Well, I meant we already talked about it, but might as well go for it. Rick and Morty, there it is.
Nice.
Perfect.
Tell me about the episode. Tell me what's going on here. Which doctor? It's got to be, and why would it be 12?
Exactly. I think Peter Capaldi will be so perfect.
Yes.
And if you've seen the movie Suicide Squad, like he has he kind of dresses like Rick in one scene, but there are some Doctor Who references in Rick and Morty. In the opening scene, it was actually inspired by Doctor Who. That's what I was that's what I read. I forgot the creator, the guy who made Rick and Morty. He does the voice of Rick and Morty, but I think it'll be I think it'll be absolutely awesome. And I think Peter Capaldi will be so perfect, and like could be like a little bit of Malcolm Tucker, a little bit in there. I think because that's what Rick is. And drunk, being all drunk. And for Morty, I don't know who could be the perfect Morty, because I think Bill Potts probably.
You know what though? I feel like Peter Capaldi is a little bit too perfect. I would love to see an episode where Rick wants to meet the 12th Doctor and instead ends up with 13.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I gotcha. All right. It took me a while.
So right doctor, wrong doctor.
Yeah.
Right. Got it.
I'll be able to Doctor Who and Back to the Future. That's kind of.
It had a cartoon show.
It did for a very short time. It actually had Christopher Lloyd in it. He was actually doing live action, but because people weren't catching on to it, because the mistake that they made was they focused on Jules and Vern, and people were hoping they were getting focused on Marty and Doc Brown, which they didn't. They focused on the kids, and for whatever reason, they made Marty not so bright. He was more stumbly bumbly. So it just didn't work out. It just I would have loved it, but it's like the question says, did you even watch the movie? Kind of deal for the writing part. I know we lost Garrett. Kevin, you got it. I think Melina, you're up.
12 is a good number.
12 is a good number. Okay. Well, as the guy who plays Superman says on this show, there we go, The Witcher.
Oh, God. Wow.
Which doctor are we dragging into here to help on The Witcher?
Maybe 10?
Maybe 10?
Maybe?
Anybody in the chats, go ahead, tell us, which doctor would you think would pair up over here on The Witcher?
It's actually a little bit.
It's kind of hard.
It is kind of tough.
Because the only
4
person
would be off the wall.
Who would?
4.
He would definitely be off the wall. He'd definitely have some fun out there. I don't know why, but I would probably put 12 in here too.
Yeah, 12, and I keep thinking 10 as well. I don't.
Well, you guys are thinking and commenting.
That's the Scottish.
I'm just. This was Ramona sent me this. This is back onto Transformers.
Oh.
Let me get rid of the banner so everybody can read. The humans know us as cyber Transformers. They call us who really created us and what we were fighting for. In the end, there will be peace or eternal war. That's actually cool. I like that. Thank you, Ramona. Got it. Let's go into the chats. Which have got to be the 12th?
It's the Scots. It has that vibe.
Scottish. So we definitely agree that it's got to be 12th Doctor out there. They almost says 7th, maybe.
Yeah, he's very dramatic.
Yeah, and he's got that flair for the mystery. So he might. I mean, he's always mysterious because he's trying to always be one step ahead. So, and Ramona says the
What about
third.
the 8th Doctor?
It could. I think 7 is more of a take, but you could do 8. You could do 8. But 7, I like it because he's much more mysterious down there. What about Joe Martin for which? Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sure. Why not? We get the all.
Why not? Mm-hmm.
She bring a gun in. It's a knife party.
I'm done with this.
Exactly. Should be like what is it, Indiana Jones with the guy who's taking out that sword and swinging it around in the air. Bye. 7th was Merlin, maybe. Yeah, there was that hint in Battlefield that the 7th Doctor was Merlin. So, no problem there. Joey, going round robin one more time. What? Pick a number between 1 and 20.
Let's go with number 2.
Number 2. Well, maybe not companions, but what if the Doctor had friends?
Oh, God.
I put that on the image as a joke.
How you doing?
11. That's basically the Lodger anyway.
That's true, but I was going to say 10.
He's too charming, though. All the boys would hate him.
Well,
that's the idea. For him to be the charming one out there.
Oh, like Joey could be jealous of 10.
Yeah.
Because 10, he's known to get like all the ladies and whatever. So
yeah, so
he's British. I can't compete with that.
There you go.
Right.
So yeah, that might just work where the 3 guys are getting jealous because of 10, and 10 is just doing his thing while the girls are just flirting with him, and he's like, I need to do something here. I need to do something. The Doctor is the naked guy.
He's too handsome to be ugly naked guy.
13th got to be the fan.
Oh my God.
My are you talking about this one? This is 6th Doctor in this? Okay.
Oh my God.
He's just grumpy all day.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Round robin again. Kevo, pick a number between 1 and 20.
16.
16.
Oh no.
I was hoping somebody would pick this so seriously.
Good.
I'm really hoping somebody would pick this. But I'm going to go ahead and say the 6th Doctor.
Oh my gosh.
Again, he'd be so
maybe
mad,
maybe the 11th Doctor, because he did the lodger thing. He could be getting a room at this place. He just needed a place to crash, and here it is. So there you go. Basil Fawlty from Fawlty Towers. So our Doctor ends up in Fawlty Towers on there. Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. I was gonna choose Seinfeld instead of The Office. Yes, Seinfeld. I was actually gonna go for Seinfeld because I can imagine like George Costanza going very hysterical, very dramatic, because him being in a TARDIS and not understanding that it's bigger on the inside or something like that,
and then trying to use it selfishly.
Right.
Exactly, trying to use this selfishly to I don't know, to get back to an ex-girlfriend or something like that.
Yep.
So I can imagine that.
I was gonna say actually 12 and Kramer having verbal duels.
Oh man.
And
Oh my
Kramer, yeah, Kramer keeps wanting to go into that blue box with the light on top, but the guy won't let him in.
No,
So
not you.
he'll let Jerry in, he'll let everybody else in,
Lame.
but he will not let Kramer.
No.
What are you hiding in there?
Or
That
trying
would be
to open the door, like you know how Kramer comes in Jerry's apartment and opens the door like that. Like, I
Yeah.
can imagine trying to do that with the TARDIS when he's trying to get in.
Just slamming into it.
And Newman, Keyman Newman,
Yes.
or like Jerry, if something bad happens, or Jerry will be like, Newman.
Gotcha there. That would be great. I just and the Ninth Doctor giving Basil a hard time. He would just be walking around looking like, "Have you painted this place yet?" and then Mark mentioned the Fifth Doctor, which we don't even give a take on. I feel bad that we leave the Doctor out there. Yes, John Cleese was in the City of Death. He had a short little stint up there, and basically watched his TARDIS disappear. Newman. It's Kramer and Newman trying to get into the 12th Doctor's TARDIS, and it's just not happening out there. Melina, 1 through 20.
Let's go with dos.
Dos?
Sí.
We already did 2.
Oh, yeah, we did too.
Well, I can jump around if needs to be, but no, I mean, you can pick another number if you want.
Cuatro.
You want 4.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes, 4.
11, meet 11. Into the underneath you go.
And that's a period piece too. I love that.
Yes.
The 80s.
Yeah.
11 fighting it out together.
Yeah,
he used to have a third season. Did that third season come out yet or no?
Next month, I think.
Yeah,
Next month.
It's a coming. It's a coming.
It's coming.
Yeah. I think
Gotcha.
the 4th is the last, I think.
Something like
Human
that.
dropping candy wrappers affects everywhere. Okay, okay, Mark. I'll let you pick a number. Make it quick.
Number 1.
Pick a number there, Mark. Bewo says the Fifth Doctor.
Cinco.
The Fifth Doctor, yeah, because the Fifth Doctor is an 80s Doctor, so he would be perfect down here. I just see the 5 of them looking at the Doctor just like that. So what the Mark, pick a number, man, for the end of the show. Joey, I know you got to leave, so I'll have you pick one more, and then I'll get Mark's number hopefully by then. Oh, Mark's got to know. Hang on. Mark picked a number. I'm sorry. Let me go ahead and drop, and I'll let you pick on that there. Where's that number list? It's cold outside. There's no kind of atmosphere. The Boys in the Red Dwarf. Yes. I think any Doctor could fit in that one.
Any Doctor.
Gotcha.
Any
Ramona
Doctor, even
says,
the Music Crisis one.
Whiz Kids from the early 80s.
Yes. Courtney Cox.
There you go. So there's always been a couple references from BBC's Red Dwarf for Doctor Who. I think they even mentioned the sonic screwdriver at one point out there. But that was Mark's choice. It's Red Dwarf. Joey, what was your pick?
Oh, well, Fourth Doctor. The Fourth Doctor, I'm just trying to think who else. Maybe Third Doctor, because Pertwee was great with comedy, did it with Pat Troughton, because both of them did the goodies. So that could work out. My favorite line from Red Dwarf is Rimmer telling Crichton to go to Red Alert, and Crichton's
the Red
response
Alert. That does mean changing the. Are you sure? That does mean changing the bulb.
Yeah. That was.
Oh yeah, the Misfits of Science, of course. Why not?
Oh yeah. For me, Red Dwarf is like one of the great buddy comedies of all time. And this show started, about 35 years ago, and there's been only 10, 12 series.
Mm-hmm.
But yet these guys, it's like when they come back after doing after like a 5-year absence, they get back into the costumes, they get back into the makeup, they get back into the roles, and it's like the weekend has passed and only 2 days have passed. I mean, I just hope these guys can stay around for about another 20 years before but it's just one of the best buddy comedies of all time. I've never seen anybody not like Red Dwarf. It transcends everything. It's universal.
It is, and yeah, you're right. When they come to the next episode, even though it's been like 5 years since they pick up their characters like it's the next episode after. So that would be absolutely great. But if you ever see The Promised Land, which is the current series, and it undoubtedly might be even their last episode because it does kind of neatly wrap up things a little bit down there. There's that little discussion about Moonlight when Rimmer is just like, I'm useless. And for the first time, Lister picks up the ball and goes, you're Moonlight. And that whole speech is the best speech about how those two work out. If you get a chance to see Red Dwarf, The Promised Land, because that is such a touching speech after all they've been through. He's never really understood what use he's had, and then he explains it to him. And I was like, damn, that is a really good line. And that was written by Grant and Naylor, right? They came back for that.
Yeah. Capaldi's Doctor will be brilliant in any episode of it. But I think it will work out well.
Gotcha. We got one more shot, Joe. I meant Joey, and I know you got to leave. So what is the one more?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I picked this one. Let's see.
No, that was Mark.
Let's see. Did we do number one?
That was Mark's choice.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm sorry. Number. We did 5, right?
No, we haven't.
Okay. Number 5.
We've talked about 5. We've hinted about 5, but we didn't actually do 5. Angel. The other Scooby Gang.
Yeah. They never had a name.
The original team. So, well, if you want to go with the Wolfram and Hart team, but that is, I could see. I'm trying to figure out which Doctor. 7 would be good, especially talking to Spike, because again, he tries to stay one step of the team, and everybody, when they think they figured him out, no, he's ahead. He's 10 steps ahead there. Kevo, round robin, what's your number before we wrap up here?
8.
Oh, yeah. Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Definitely have to be the 9 too. I would either put 8 or 9 in there.
Mm-hmm.
It would have to be the romantic doctor that ends up being the war doctor, or the war doctor becoming the doctor again. One of those two, because of the heartbreak that they all go through at that time there. Christina says the 9th Doctor for Angel. That could work.
Mm-hmm.
Beowulf says Cat People crossover with Doctor Who. Ramona says Survival meets the Howling Marsupials. Get the 8th Doctor in there. And Mark that's got to be the 8th Doctor in Red Dwarf. Translate, stop talking gibberish and get the hell out of here. Good point out there. Melina, what other show? One last show. Yeah.
Number 18.
18. Well, we already talked about this one. So I'm just going to jump the number up here.
Yeah,
maybe Joey and I will appreciate this more, but the Rockford Files. Just based upon that meme there.
Yeah.
So everybody,
we didn't put Quincy in there, right?
I didn't put Quincy in there. I don't know. The honorable mentions that didn't get up there, I'll just go ahead and run right through them. Firefly. We mentioned it in the chats, but we didn't do it. And just to be, I do want to discuss this one. How about the Squid Games? Who would be figuring out all those puzzles with those guys?
12.
we did talk about these folks, The Simpsons. Joey and I know this, and this is the last one we had in the list. There is Blake 7.
Yeah,
and we didn't get a chance to do that. Oh, I forgot about the Next Generation too.
If you haven't seen Blake 7, it is on the BritBox. Well, it is on BritBox, but if you do have Amazon Prime, you can add BritBox on for a couple extra dollars a month. It also has a complete run of Doctor Who, at least that's available. And I'd suggest seeing it. Blake 7 was like one of those series that deserves to be classified as a cult series because it has the audience for it, but it's just so intelligent. It reminds me, if anything, of I'm going to go on a limb here. Asimov's works. Sometimes the stuff just tends to be so intellectual, except for the few moments that when Villa says silly things, but no, it's quite good, and those episodes pretty much parallel the times, and I think it was a magnificent series.
Mark just sent me this, so let me put this up. I'm going to try to see if it'll upload real fast out there. But there's a picture of Mark and his unit team.
Nice.
Oh yeah,
love that. And there's transforming Betsy as a British bumblebee.
But I was gonna say that British bumblebee.
So there we go. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to go ahead and wrap up the show. Let me just a few more chats. Let me go ahead. Columbo was mentioned. I see 12th Doctor because all I can hear him going is shut up to Columbo out there. 4th Doctor has to be there. Blake 7 is dark, but a real culture. Yeah. Over time it's come back in Big Finish. Richard E. Grant 9th MK for DS9. Oh, okay. So there's actually a Screamish Shulka version you want to send over to DS9. That would work. That would work there, yeah. And a great pick, Mark. And last, Lorraine says 12th with the Winchesters. I could see him with his Sonic sunglasses playing guitar with the back of Baby. Okay. Got it. That would be awesome. Folks, thank you, Kevo. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Melina. Next week, we will have another episode, and thank you for joining us. We hope you had a great time tonight, as always, when we do our show. I'll geeked up there, Joey. Thank you so much. And again, please always stay safe out there, folks. We want to see you out there soon, as soon as everything is starting to get back together. Mark says 11th Doctor for Squid Games because one that you never do. Maybe he could pull it off. I could see where that is. Yeah. So everybody, thank you so much. Everybody, check out Joey over at Geek Radio America. Check out Kevo at Husbands Talking More or Less, and check out Melina because she's over. Sometimes she does TARDIS Zone, and sometimes she does the Spacebook. So check out her stuff out there as well. Thank you, folks. As always, please stay safe out there, and thank you. And always become part of the legend, as the hashtag goes. And we'll see you on the next episode. Peace.